All right. Joe or Ben, Jeff, does anybody want to do the intro?
I'll do it.
Oh boy, it's going to be that kind of show, guys. It's just, and I hate to disappoint people, it's a skeleton crew today. It's Dave and I. Dave, Low Energy Johnson, and Dan,
Medium energy.
Pan Ocean.
Seriously, I might just take a nap the whole episode.
You take a nap. I'm going to do some drawing. I'm going to pop open a beer, something classy.
Don't get crazy now.
I don't think this is have much effect. This is like very close to water.
I think that's pissy water. Actually, more accurate.
I'm not a microbrew guy like Jeff. Jeff definitely knows beers, and he always makes sure he locally sources them because he cares about his community. I like Budweiser and kind of crappy beers, I gotta say.
Well, you did grow up in Florida.
I grew up in Florida for the most part.
Whoa, what was that?
That's saying that we're live.
Oh,
what do you think about that? We're definitely live.
Double Pig Select Show. Special guest, Dave.
Special guest, Dave. Let's see what we got here.
Wait, don't you mean Dan? It's Dan's This is my show now.
Well, it could be. Look, Double Pig Select Show, guest starring Dave. Let's make it. We can make it a Double Pig Select Show right now. Look at that.
No. I've got standards.
Oh, well, how about this?
There you go. When are you gonna do that show? I want to. You've been threatening that for forever.
I talked to Scott Williams, and Scott Williams said he'd be my first guest on the show.
So when is that going to happen? Fans want to know.
I don't know. I mean, it's all we can do to barely put together one drink and draw show a week. We didn't even have one last week.
That's true.
So for me to do two of them, I don't know. That might break me.
But think about all the good artwork that'll come out of it.
Well, I think what I'm going to start doing is we both have Kickstarters planned. So I think I'll reserve that for the Kickstarters and, briefly talk about them, but also do some art and have a guest here and there.
Yeah. I definitely want to do some more Devil Pig Select shows.
Yeah, those are cool.
So
it's a nice mini studio.
And I tend to talk a little bit more when it's just two people than a whole group of people.
Yeah, it's certainly easier.
How's my mic? How's my expensive mic sound?
Your mic sounds phenomenal. Where'd you get that thing?
From this Cuban guy on the
street. Nice fella.
He said it fell off a truck.
Yeah, it fell off a truck. That's how you get things in New York. Is he a New Yorker by way of Cuba?
He used to be. Now he's living in Idaho.
Well, nobody knows. It's a
you never know with this guy.
He could be anywhere.
I don't know about you today, but I don't have any plan as far as what I'm going to draw. I know you always do.
Well, I always have a plan.
Yeah. Why you focusing on me? Don't focus.
Well, I was going to focus in while you were talking about the subject matter of what you're going to be drawing, but then nothing.
Yeah, literally. To me, this is harking back to the original drink and draw days when we would just draw stupid stuff and not try to outdo one another. So I'm doing you a favor.
All right, I appreciate that. Well, to me, it's not about outdoing. I mean, you kind of inspired
I think you're full of shit. I think you relish in kicking all of our asses every week.
I don't know about that. I mean, we're full of heavy hitters, but I try to do a good job on this stuff, and I want to. If I'm going to do it, I want to do a good job.
So what you're saying is, I don't want to do a good job? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying no. You've done a great job. You've done so many great pieces on this show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I like reading between the lines, Dan, and
Yeah.
I'm reading between your lines, and I think you're insulting me.
Right here. No, right here. Oh, no, here. Or is it here? There it
What?
is. This line.
Oh, that line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
This
the
camera's
mirror
tricky
first?
because it has everything reversed. I
Yeah.
barely think straight as it is.
Oh man.
I
So what
planned
are
on
you doing
drawing.
tonight, Dan? What are you drawing tonight for all the
I
people who want to
said I
know?
was going to draw some non-Marvel and DC stuff, and I was going to draw Tarzan. And then I got to see a sneak peek at a cool Joe Jusko Tarzan cover today.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd already kind of planned on drawing it, and I always loved those Neil Adams. Remember those book covers he did?
Yeah.
They were kind of they were like half painted, half markers, but they had a painted feel to them.
Was he using markers back then?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of markers. I mean, he made it. The man could do things with markers. It were, I think it was a little bit of watercolor, but some marker also. It was just very mixed. I mean, if you think about it, Bob Peak used a lot of markers in his work too, and he would just.
Well, I know he didn't work for the collector market, so I know a lot of his art is like falling apart and.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When I first started working for Neil, when I was 21, and I had learned how to use a brush, and I thought, well, I have to work. I'm working for Marvel. I was working for Marvel at DC at the same time, and I'd only been inking with markers because John Byrne in the back of a Fantastic Four issue said, use this Mars Stadler 3000 brush pen. That's what he used for a couple issues of Fantastic Four. So I started using that, and I got pretty adept at it. But when I first got, and all my samples were using that marker brush pen. But when I got hired from Marvel, I was like, oh God, now I got to use a real brush. I can't turn in marker pages.
Yeah. Well, you could. I mean,
I could, but
I
don't think anybody would have had a problem with it. But I was so new to Marvel, and I was just used to seeing, at art shows, conventions, you'd see originals, and the only marker ink stuff was Gil Kane at the time.
Yeah.
And that stuff was fading. You could even.
Oh, I know.
Even then, it was fading into purple. So, and I knew this stuff over time faded into purple as well. So I was like, I have to start using a brush. And long story short, I went to Neil, and he goes, no, he goes, use markers, use whatever you want. He goes, it doesn't matter. He goes, what matters is how the page prints.
Yeah.
He goes, you could dip a banana peel in ink and use it. He goes, it doesn't matter what your tool. By the way, I did that eventually. I did dip a banana peel in ink for a John Romita Jr. X-Men cover for Magneto's helmet for like special effects instead of a draw. I don't know why. Just because Neil said, years ago, I was like, why not try it? I'll give it a scratchy dry brush effect.
It's funny. Back in the late '60s, early '70s, it wasn't National Lampoon, I don't think. It was another satire newspaper or magazine that printed an article about how people were getting high off of in the article it said there were psychotropic drugs that you could get if you concentrated banana peels, and people thought it was serious. A lot of people got sick trying to smoke dried banana peels. So people are stupid.
I never was into you hear in growing up in school like people sniffing glue. I always thought to myself that just sounds awful.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's a good thing.
Even
as a grade school kid, I'm like, this for some reason this doesn't sound good.
No, I remember drinking Robitussin was because it had alcohol in it, and I'm like, dude, like just raid your parents' liquor cabinet. Don't be drinking Robitussin.
Yeah, get your uncle to buy you a beer
or something. I mean, man, that's I don't even want to drink a teaspoon of that, let alone drinking a whole bottle of it. But and now there's a gas shortage, and now people are making it worse by hoarding gas. And I don't know if I've seen videos of people trying to store gas at the gas station in plastic bags.
Oh.
Yeah, and then putting it in their trunk. Like I saw this woman doing it in one of those. It was a clear black plastic bag, like a big garbage can bag, and she was filling it up with gas and then she put it in her trunk. And I'm just like, ah, which of course is making the gas shortage even worse. So it's like the toilet paper thing all over again. All these people are going to have all this gas that's going to be going bad, and you know, I don't know. What a world! What a world we live in.
It's a strange world. Well, should we get to drawing?
Let's get to drawing.
All right, let's do it then.
I like it. Here.
Which one here?
Oh, by the way, check this out. I made a. Check it out, Dan.
What is that?
I put a shelf. I attached it to my drawing table. I got some L brackets. Cut a piece of wood.
Oh, that's cool.
And now I have. See, I can slide the paper underneath it, and it won't, like, I can have stuff closer, which I used to have way back here, and it would like bang into the paper and stuff. So I got a little hand. I'm a little handy. I don't know if you know this.
No, I had like an IKEA desk similar to that, and I loved it. And then you can only move IKEA furniture like 2 or 3 times, and it's destroyed. So
well, these are I've actually had. I think I've moved these about 5 times now.
Is that an IKEA one?
Yeah, but it's the kind that you can completely take apart. So, I just make sure I do it really nice. So,
one year, I think it was like 2008 through 2010. I think I moved 5 times. It was during that mortgage crisis. It about killed me. So, the desk didn't survive. So Dave, all I did was, I'm like, why should I draw Tarzan? I could just write it, and he gets the picture across. Saves me a lot of time.
I honestly don't know what I'm going to draw, so it's probably going to be terrible.
Well, this thing, of course, typical me. I started drawing it, and I have a new schedule now, and it just ran away from me as usual. So typical.
So where is Tarzan going to go?
Do we? I mean, I wrote it, Dave. Isn't that enough?
Maybe so.
Look at this. Dan's done a lot of work in 12 minutes. Yeah. Well, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to put in, because I mostly ink this thing. Here's Tarzan.
Oh, there he is. All right.
There he is. And what I'm mostly going to do here is
add some yellow. You're going to add
a lot of yellow to it. No, I'm going to put in the gray tones. So that'll spice it up a little. I always enjoyed those awesome early Marvel and DC and even the EC stuff, where you got to see, all the cool dry brush effects and.
You're talking like the
washes.
Bob McCloud. I remember those Marvel magazines, and it seemed like Bob McCloud was doing a lot of the ink wash inks. Yeah,
and so did what was his name? Oh God, no! How can I not remember? Tom Palmer did a lot of that too.
Yeah,
and I think out of all of them, Tom Palmer really put in a lot of work. Let me try to at least get it in there. What I'm doing here.
I wonder if I know the Marvel paper isn't the best for watercolor.
Well, they change. It's not always the same paper company too.
Yeah.
So it could be that some years it was good, some years it wasn't.
What is it gonna be? I don't.
What are you drawing, man? What on earth?
I think it's an eye. Maybe it's an eye. I don't know. I wish I was like quite. What's his name? Kim Jong-gi.
God. I mean, don't we all kind of wish we were that dude?
Man, I would just draw money all day long. It was that easy.
That guy is so good. I think he's the envy of almost every artist out there.
Hey, we got any comments? I don't see any questions. Okay.
Is there some?
No. Our fans don't love us.
No. Well, why would they, honestly?
I don't know why anybody watches us at all. It's crazy.
That's the perfect advertising, though.
Don't watch.
Whatever you do, don't watch. All right. Enough of this silliness. I think it's time for some actual ink wash. I mean, I've talked about it, haven't I?
I think you've talked about it quite enough. It's starting to get a bit annoying.
Action. All right, I do have a paintbrush. That's part of the whole. You need that, I understand.
Hey, I finally met my next door neighbor who we share a wall, so I never actually see him, but I met him today.
And?
It turns out he works at Mattel.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, David. So it's real easy to remember.
You won't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the ironic thing is I probably will forget it, but
that would be terrible, Dave.
Oh, I just have a terrible memory, that's all. Man, we need music or something. We should be interviewing you. That's what we should be doing.
Interviewing me?
Yeah, why not?
So I don't even know. I have the camera just on us. I'm not necessarily looking at the comments because using all my powers just to put this easy ink wash on there.
El Padrino wants you to demonstrate your banana inking technique. Maybe that could be next show. You do the whole.
If I only had some bananas, I would totally do it, but I don't have any bananas. We're all out of. There's so much juicing going on at this house. We just don't. There's no bananas. Oh, I already messed up too.
You know, back in the day, there was a banana famine.
Was there really?
Yeah. They used to write songs about it, like, yes, we have no bananas. I used to see that in cartoons all the time. But yeah, there was an actual banana
sounds like a Harry Belafonte song to me.
Yeah. And what's really sad was what the type of banana that got wiped out because of some kind of infestation was called the Big Mike. And it was bigger and sweeter than the banana that we have now. Like the banana we eat now was considered like not even worth eating compared to the Big Mike. It was that much of a difference, and we will never know that. And nothing survived. Like they can't like genetically re-engineer it. So, you know, only people from that time period got to enjoy the Big Mike.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the Big Mike is that much better than what the lousy bananas we have today?
Yeah, they said it was like, the people who remember it said it was like super, super good.
Jeez, I could really go for a Big Mike right now.
I've heard that about you.
I'm a big banana guy. I love banana. All right.
And actually, what I know about bananas, the
Sounds like quite a bit, by the way.
well, I looked, I'm one of those. You give me some weird random facts, and man, I'm there all day, But yeah, the actual banana was like used to be shaped like a football, and it was unedible, and then they through selective whatever, not breeding, but
Banana breeding
plants, they got it to where you can, what we know now is the modern banana.
Maybe we could change the name of the Drink and Draw show to the Modern Banana. Right?
The what?
Change the show.
We should just talk about random facts.
Random banana facts.
Well, this is really turning into a weird drawing.
Let me see. Hold on. Oh God. Nice.
Man.
That is pretty strange, Dave. But not surprising.
It was I think it was PBS. It was a PBS kids drawing show where a guy wore a jumpsuit and he had a mustache, and I think it was called Secret City. It was called Secret City, and every week he had this huge wall, and he was just drawing this city, and he was teaching you about shapes and perspective and all that. And he had this futuristic looking jumpsuit that had markers, and pockets and all that. But yeah, he would just freeform city shapes. You've never seen that?
No.
It might have been I don't know, a regional thing or something, but
yeah, I never heard of it.
I'll have to look it up. It was pretty awful. But
sounds kind of interesting, though.
The guy kind of reminded me of a Bob Ross, Oh, Mark Kistler? Is that? Yeah. Art Attack.
Someone had heard of it?
Yeah. Apparently I'm not crazy, so. So the people who know his name, what was it called? Wasn't it called Magic City or something City? See if anybody knows.
Magic City. Sounds fun.
Let's see. Maybe we should get a PBS show.
I mean, if it's as exciting as this one today, I don't see why not.
Well, aren't most of us? I mean, I hate to tell you, but the Bob Ross show wasn't exactly a barn burner.
That's true.
Yeah. He was a drill instructor.
He was?
Yeah, but he hated it so much, yelling at people. He swore he'd never, he decided to change his whole life, and he got the show and yeah, but yeah, he used to yell at recruits.
Clearly, it wasn't in his nature.
Yeah. Oh, and the other interesting fact, he really hated that haircut, but it became
his thing, right?
His thing. He was afraid to cut it.
Well, I mean, he couldn't have hated it that much. He had it for years.
No, he hated it. He wanted to get rid of it, but he was afraid that everybody would freak out if he showed up, without it.
I know, but he did grow it. It didn't just appear on his head.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying once he had it for a while, he started to hate it, but he didn't feel like he could get rid of it.
Oh.
So I mean, I would have suggested just get a wig. Nobody would have probably known.
That's true.
It's not like that stuff was shot in HD or anything. So.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a wig, honestly.
And now I guess his son is doing it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Might as well capitalize on that. That's awesome.
Now you've not seen any art. Have you seen any inclination of Christaki to want to draw?
He just started. He just started. For a while there, I was like, man, he just does not care whatsoever. But now he's kind of into it. Like, they have a phenomenal art teacher at their school, and at his school, and this woman, like, I mean, you can't help but kind of be inspired by her. So he's kind of picking it up. I was surprised he made a real leap. Because he went from not caring at all to doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's genetic. I really don't. I'm not one of those people who believe like it is genetic at all. I just think it's like anything, drawing. If you really love doing something, you're going to practice it and you're going to do it all the time. And as a result of doing it all the time, you're going to get better and better. I think that's the way it works.
Sure.
Anything. If you throw enough free throws, you're gonna be awesome at throwing free throws. Obviously, when it comes to basketball, it doesn't hurt to be super tall, but I think you can still get away with throwing free throws pretty good. That's just my opinion, Dave.
You're full of them.
I'm full of them lately. All sorts of opinions. That squeaky noise that's driving me crazy. Are you listening to it?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, that's good. It's driving me nuts. It's my chair. Might be time to get a new one.
Might be time to get some 10W40.
You're saying there's an easier way to handle this.
I'm saying if you're a man, Dan, that's how men take care of things. They just put oil on things until it fixes it.
Work for the Beverly Hillbillies. I know that.
Yeah. Wow, this drawing's really awful.
Let me see. Hold on.
It's just, there's no reason for it. It's so
You've always
bad.
been a fan of the Fez.
I don't know. Unlike Kim Jong-gi, I really have no idea of what I'm drawing before I draw it. Like, he's got it all planned out in his head. I'm just kind of going for it.
What if he doesn't? What if he's literally just winging it, just like you?
I don't think he is. I think he's got it in his head, or at least he's. Hell, who knows? Who knows?
I am going to try something that may be an absolute disaster with this, Dave. You're going to try to talk me out of it, but I don't think you're going to be able to.
I'm kind of hoping you screw it up because then it won't look so bad.
So you see this here? I'll turn it into the big screen because I know everybody's dying for me to do it. Whoop, that's me. I see you, rather. So here it is. I put in all the shadow.
Yeah, don't screw it up now.
No, I'm going to screw it up. I'm really thinking of screwing it up. I got to darken the shadows on his legs, number one. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'd like to do, and I want you to talk me out of it, but I'm still going to do it anyhow, is I'm going to make this sun gray.
Huh.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. Why don't you make it the moon? Just put like craters on it then.
One way to do it, certainly.
Yeah. I think I need to start over. I need to do something else.
You want me to start over?
No, I'm saying I need to start over. This thing is crap. This thing is crap. But I think that's going to endear me to the people watching the show. And they're going to be like, see, Dave's not perfect.
I mean, I think they know that by now.
Well, that is true. Let's see. Maybe I should do something smaller. I'll do a postcard. I haven't done one of those in a while. But now I'm back to square one.
So let's see square one. Do you see Albert Dorn watching you there?
I love that man.
Hold on. John W says, I love that drawing, Dave. Send it to me. Here's one. Wisdom from Dave the Sage. Mark Solomon, it'd be badass if you drew the patron saint of D&D, Drink and Draw, Albert Dorn, up in the right-hand corner, Dan. I can try that. Dave did an awesome one here. Hold on, I'm going to find that real quick. I love this one. We made this one into a shirt that Dave drew. That is the quintessential. If you just, that's Albert Dorn. It's perfect.
Yeah, I was planning on doing some animation of them, but never got around to it.
It says make the sky black and the figure just make the whole page black. That would actually help. That might help the whole drawing. Dan, you just drew shoeless Conan.
I think he's figured you out, Dan.
It's not that difficult to figure me out. Yeah.
You just like drawing half-naked men, that's all.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Yeah.
Man's got to have a hobby.
Yeah.
He's got to know his limitations.
I know. My limitations are clothing, apparently.
Shirtless men.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do, Dave. Let me go back to.
Instead of Tom of Finland, maybe you could be Dan of Hollywood Hills.
Dan of Hollywood Hills. Dave, I'm going to try something because art is about figuring stuff out, right?
Yeah. So
this might not look like I'm doing anything, but what I'm doing is I'm taking water. And Dave, we are made up of 99.3339.6 water.
I've heard that somewhere.
I mean, there's nothing to us. It's all water. And so I'm adding water here. And then this technique will kind of give it a surreal, I'm hoping, a surreal kind of feel to the background. And it already has, so it's awesome. All right.
I don't know, Dan. I think you screwed it up.
Dave, I asked you to talk me out of it, and you refused to. And this is what's happened as a result.
Well, at least you haven't put yellow marker on it yet.
I thought about it. My wife talked me out of that. She was like, nope. Dave, have you ever done the computer coloring that you see a lot of guys like Duncan Fregato do, where they'll actually color it first in grayscale, even on the computer, and then go in and just change the hues in Photoshop?
Yeah.
So you do that, huh?
Yeah. I've done it. I haven't done it in a while.
Do you recommend it, or?
It's got its flaws, but
what are the flaws?
Actually, there are no flaws. It's just a pain in the ass to do.
Oh. But basically, the thought behind it is you're figuring out the values ahead of time,
Yeah.
and so
I mean, if you do it right, it turns out pretty good. The key is if you do it right.
that's my biggest problem.
Yeah. I
Doing it right.
know Mark Brooks kind of had it down to a science. But that's Mark Brooks. Let's be honest. Not Dan Panosian. So
Yeah, I'm no Mark Brooks. Sure. Now, Mark, I've actually watched a lot of Mark's tutorials on color. Um, I love that thing that he talked about briefly when he was on the show about the value of using doubling up on the black and um, using color to kind of create that darker black. I'd never heard of that before.
I think he was just making it up, Dan. I'm sorry to
Probably.
hate to break it to you.
A very good chance he was.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger telling that weightlifter that he should start screaming when he comes on stage. So.
Oh yeah, I love that. That was a great movie, Pumping Iron. All right, that's all I wanted. I wanted kind of a surreal feel to this. So it wasn't just a boring, flat, color gray. Let's see how yours is coming out. Oh God, potatoes, nightmare. No.
I swear, the stuff that we used to draw back in the old days.
But I love that. I remember that drink and draw book. The
first one.
Yeah, I mean that has some insane stuff to it.
Yeah, it did.
All right, that went a little too far. That went a little sideways. So now we gotta use, and this is expensive art materials. Paper towel.
Cool. Don't give all the secrets away.
No, I don't want to. There we go. Paper towel. The old paper towel technique, Dave. Imagine if YouTube allowed some music. You and I would really get into fighting then.
Oh, I know. Well, they do. You just got to pick the right music because not all music is super controlled by, there's a lot of music out there that was done by smaller record companies, and they don't keep track as via as hardcore as like Warner Brothers does. Because I've done episodes where I just played music, but you got to pick stuff that nobody's heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we would probably end up fighting.
But you and I couldn't have more different tastes when it comes to music. So.
Yep.
Here we go. All right. It's nice, Dave. An ex-girlfriend?
I call her Broomhilda.
No, wasn't enough. Yeah, I like how this came out. You know what? I might actually add some some little leaves. Isn't that kind of a Bob Ross sort of thing?
As long as you make them happy leaves.
Normally, it would behoove me to use a sponge, but we don't have a sponge, do we? We're going to have to. It was fun. You can see why Bob Ross was so happy, doing happy leaves and.
Well, yeah, you make a living drawing the same or painting the same stuff every week. That's of course, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
It's funny, I never really watched him. I always watched that German guy. I forgot his name. I'm sure somebody else know the German guy who had the painting show on public access.
What type of things did he paint?
Same stuff, like palette knife, landscapes and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but he talked with a German or an Austrian accent. Bill Alexander, yeah.
Did somebody mention him in the chat?
Yeah. But you would love using titanium white?
Oh, actually, I do remember that. I remember the guy endlessly talking about the titanium white.
Yeah.
And another big one of his, he likes saying the word candium.
Really? I don't remember that part.
That was the dark years. All right. It's possible to get carried away with the leaves. Let's hope I don't. But you don't care, Dave. You want to see me fail.
Failure, develops character.
Yeah, that's why.
Man, this is.
Wait, your thing froze.
Huh?
It
I'm not frozen.
Oh, that was for a brief moment.
You're frozen. I'm not frozen.
You're frozen, bro.
You want to take it outside, bro?
You can take it outside. I mean, it's nice. The weather's pretty nice. I mean,
that made it right there. That made it. The unibrow made it.
Is that a picture of me when I was a kid? What are you saying? It's mean, Dave.
Kind of looks like you, actually. Yeah, it's not too far off.
Actually, that's like high school, Dan. You wonder why I wasn't a big hit with the ladies.
Well, I think it's because you used to punch them and run away.
No, I wasn't into that. When I was in high school, I was like the class clown. I was into making everybody laugh.
By punching them?
By punching them, mostly.
We should do a tribute show of Basil Wolverton.
Man, I loved his work.
I know that. I mean, how cool would that be? Like just trying to draw the
scariest, most monsters. I think you do a great job. I mean, I think that comes naturally to you.
Yeah, but talk about growing. I mean,
true. All right, here comes a special technique again.
Ooh, is that a banana peel?
It's a close approximation of a banana peel right now.
Nice.
It's all I got.
I think I'm gonna try to go full Wolverton weird skin issues and warts and stuff.
Didn't he do like what was he most famous for? He did like.
Well, I remember at DC he did those issues of Plop.
Yeah, Plop. That was it.
Yeah,
but
those were great, man. I loved those as a kid. Jeez.
Didn't Plug do some stuff, or am I just confusing Plug because it sounds like, like
I don't know. I just remember the covers. I don't really remember what was inside of them. I'm surprised my mom even let me buy them.
It looks so weird. Those were weird looking books. I mean, I think publishers took a lot more chances then. But there must have been their like equivalent of let's do a Mad Magazine or.
Oh sure.
Because Mad Magazine wasn't DC then, was it?
No, not even close. It was pure Bill Gaines.
Yeah, So when did do you remember when Mad actually acquired?
I think it was in the 90s.
When did DC actually acquire Mad Magazine?
I think it was in the 90s.
Oh, so
or the early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
Once again, I could be wrong. If I am, I apologize. But yeah, I remember when they acquired them, and I was like, "Oh man, it's my chance to do some Mad Magazine stuff." But I never got around to even trying.
Obviously, I love Mad Magazine and all those guys. They're so good.
Didn't Mort Drucker call you and say, "Hey, stop aping me"?
I wish you'd call me. Yeah, knock it off, kid.
I think you've done enough, Dan.
Yeah.
Stop taking my style.
Worked years on it.
I would never call you an ape. You do it the right way. You learn, but you don't ape.
Well, I mean, I love that squiggly line technique he did.
No, and you do it well. I mean, plus you're really good at drawing people, so it's a natural fit. And once again, it's not derivative as much as inspired by. I would never confuse your work with Mort Drucker, but I can see the influence, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I think people who drink too deep from the well, from another artist, and it's just like, damn, dude, when are you going to become your own man? And you definitely have done that, so.
I definitely.
Plus, he's not your only influence either. I mean, that's another factor. I think a lot of artists, there's quite a few artists that I see today that you're like, oh, okay, well, you've obviously only looked at one artist your whole life to get inspired by. And that's not good, especially if that artist is still working.
Well, I mean, early on in my career, it was all about, Jim Lee.
Yeah, but your stuff never looked like Jim Lee.
Well, yeah. You know why? I wasn't good enough.
Well, I mean, I was the same thing with Mike Golden and John Byrne, but my stuff never ended up looking like them, But I was, I learned what I could from them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked John Byrne. Early on in my career, it was all about John Byrne. But as I got older, then I saw Jim Lee in the offices I didn't see him. I saw his work in the offices at Marvel. And that was it. And I saw Scott Williams inking. And Scott Williams inking had enough of Terry Austin in it. There was like enough precise qualities to Scott's. And even though Scott early on, like the early collaboration of Scott Williams with Jim Lee, it was a lot more brushy. It was a lot looser. As it by the time it went from Uncanny X-Men to X-Men, things got very precise. It was a whole different animal. They had really refined what that style was. But at the beginning, there was a lot of Klaus Janson mixed with what I felt was like Terry Austin influence, but probably leaning heavier on the Klaus side. In fact, I recall an interview, and I'll have to ask Scott this, but I think that whole group, Homage, which was just in the infancy stages, was just Jim Lee, Scott, and Wills. And what they had seen an issue where Klaus did something kind of semi-experimental over some Gil Kane pencils, and that kind of, they're like, oh, we like this cross-hatching, and that kind of brought them into that world. So I don't know. What's that? Who stuck in there? I like the redacted bar as the bra. Beautiful.
Well, it's a tube top.
Yeah, it's very tubish. Nice, Dave.
I'm drawing her boyfriend now.
Oh God, he's just hovering in the back.
Yeah.
I like his chin.
He's kind of got a Bill Murray expression on his face.
Chin up, Daryl. Daryl Adams goes, that's why I've settled on my own style. Pure crap. Thanks, Shane. Sorry you're suffering there in quarantine. Shane is sea captain. He's in South Korea, and he's quarantined for a little while.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's been quarantined for a while. I forget how long, but he said he was looking forward to the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry you're quarantined, dude.
I know. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Well, we did kind of have a year of it.
I mean, yeah, but some serious quarantine in a place you're not familiar with, and
well, true.
All right, let me switch back to.
Now, being a sea captain, does he talk like this?
Maybe we'll never know.
Wait, well, maybe he'll tell us.
It's true.
What kind of boat do you work on, Shane? Or ship?
Dave, see a little Hernandez in this stuff. Love it. Channeling your love for your inner love and rockets. I guess I might as well put John's actual thing up there. There we go.
It does kind of have a Gilbert Hernandez feel to it. At least
it's a container. He says
oh man, those things are huge.
Yeah, can you imagine how big that is?
Damn.
Yeah.
I've seen some wild videos from container ships.
Michael Maroney, you know Michael. Do you remember him from a while back? He used to live in LA.
Dude, I'd have to see him.
You can see him right now. He's staring at you via his avatar.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah, so Michael has had a very interesting career. He's a big time ad guy, like a legit madman. But when he was very young, he actually assisted. I forget the artist's name, but the guy inked John Byrne. It was probably back on the West Coast Avengers days. So he was inking John Byrne back in the day before he became a big shot. He's also a musician.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, but he's saying, what did Klaus ink over Kane? I don't know. But you know what, Michael, we're going to have Scott on, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And most likely he'll say, that's your imagination, and that never happened, which wouldn't surprise me. Here we go. Here's more Shane information. I was on the, I can't even pronounce this, Marsk, Alabama, when it was wow. When it was hijacked. Did anyone see the movie Captain Phillips? Man.
Oh man, damn.
Wow. It's got seen some legit sea action there. because it was weird seeing someone portray me on the screen. They did not capture my essence.
Yeah, they never do.
No, but that's pretty wild. Geez, Shane. Well, and you've lived. Also, have you seen Byrne's new X-Men fiction on his site? You should ink a few. I'd love to ink a few pages of those. John Byrne's doing a killer job on that. If people haven't seen that yet, he's kind of just, I had talked about that. I wanted to do I have a Batman story, and I wanted to do a just fan fiction Batman thing because I pitched ideas to DC, and they're like, we don't know. We got some plans here. And I was like, I'd like to do that as a fan fiction. I always get talked out of it. But John Byrne is doing fan fiction X-Men stuff.
Yeah, how does he get away with that?
Well, it's not published. It's just like if anyone, if your neighbor drew, well, your neighbor happens to be a professional working for Mattel, but let's say your other neighbor on the other side drew an X-Men comic and just put it online and wasn't charging any money for it. There's no.
I didn't know if he was. I thought he was actually printing it. But
look at this.
It's all online, I guess.
Look at John Dell. John Dell says it's What If #3, Klaus and King Gill. Great stuff. So maybe it was that. I remember
John. Just wanted to say hello to John. It's been a long time. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, it says he doesn't sell it. They're talking about John Byrne. Fan fiction thing is crazy. His art is top notch. It really is. It's like you can see he's really into it. Also, John Byrne is one of those guys who is sometimes doing 3 books a month, or it appeared like he was. He was writing and drawing one book. Someone else was inking another book of his, and God was a machine. More Michael Maroney.
Yeah, I think I stopped following his work after he left, or about halfway through his second FF stint.
I never saw the second one. I still am a huge John Byrne fan, but I remember I had subscriptions. I even had a She-Hulk subscription because I liked his work so much. John Dell he's walking better.
He started out inking himself with a really just awesome technique, and then it just got, I don't know, it just changed.
Well, I think because he was making so much stuff, Dave.
Huh?
Are you talking about John Byrne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he came back to FF, he was inking with a pen or something, and it was really, really just super cool. And then I forgot exactly how. Maybe Ordway started inking them at some point or something. But,
yeah, Jerry inked them towards the end of that run.
Yeah,
he had a lot of different inkers. Joe Sinnott inked an issue, which was kind of cool.
Well, Joe Sinnott inked the first run of FF.
Yeah,
when he did it years before.
He did
that was in the 200 issues.
Yeah.
But then he came back, and then I don't know. It just
I liked it when he inked himself. I thought it was great. I think he ended maybe with Ordway on that. I'm not sure. But I had subscriptions. I had subscriptions to Namor. I think I kind of stopped mid Namor because I was starting to get comps at Marvel at that point.
Oh, look at you, la-di-da. Why don't you rub it in? No.
Well, you were working at DC, and I was inking your backgrounds at DC with Bill Ray.
Yeah, I know.
Let's take a look at this, Dave. Hold on, it's coming out good. Wow, what's that on her head? Just a flower, a petunia?
That's a dude. It's almost like that Arby's hat.
Except it's got a flower on it.
Well, and no brim. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. This is getting too...
Well, we're nearing on an hour here.
Oh, all right. Well, cool.
So
yeah.
We did a full episode. We did it without the aid of Ben. You can see the quality suffer dramatically.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, look at this drawing. It's horrible.
I mean, yeah, Ben not only affects the whole show, but he affects your drawing ability.
Apparently
Actually,
so.
it's an awesome drawing, Dave. It has like a Grinch quality too.
I know I'm not supposed to show this, but screw it.
Show it.
So Jason, I'm sorry, Zach Howard has a new show that is going to be coming out soon, and I taped an episode with him last night. I think it's called The Blacklist, and basically they pick an artist to talk about and to find pencils of that artist, and then you ink, obviously, your copy of those pencils. And me being a Micronauts fan, I wanted to do a Mike Golden Micronauts thing that had been done before, and so I ended up doing this.
Wow. And here you go saying you never show off. Look at that thing.
Well, I mean, I kind of had Mike Golden helping out.
Awesome.
But yeah, it turned out pretty cool.
Let me take off Shane's question there real quick so people can see it. Really came out good. You're only missing the after Golden there underneath your signature.
Well, that's the signature right there. It's golden.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
So I used to try to hide it. But yeah, that'll probably be available in a month or so when they finish editing them and all that kind of stuff. So you can watch it come together on that episode. So
that's really cool.
Anyway. Well, cool, Dan.
All right. Shane had a quick question about Alien Legion, and I inked some Alien Legion over Larry Stroman, and the only reason I got that gig was I had done some like Marvel Special Services work with Larry prior, and I inked him on an independent book called The Dark. So they knew I knew how to ink him, and I think Mark Farmer was inking him back then, and so it went from Mark Farmer to me, especially early on in my career. And man, I got to tell you, Larry Stroman is one nice guy because he never complained about it at all. So I was thrilled.
Hey, I want to give this away. So we got to come up with a real quick contest question.
Stocky, you want to come over here?
All right. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20, and the first person to guess it in the comments gets it.
60.
Let's see 61. If they paid attention. So 1 and 20. 1 and 20, not 69.
Oh. Shane's got.
Oh man, Shane Murphy got it. It was 13.
Oh,
no, he was too late. No.
Oh, you got it. Wait, let's see.
Scroll up. Somebody beat him. Scroll up. How do you scroll? Wait.
Oh, Adam Brooks. I'm scrolling, but the stuff is coming in. So Adam Brooks got it first.
Adam Brooks. Okay. All right, Adam. If you're following me on Instagram or Twitter, send me a message and with your name and address, and I will write it on the back, and hopefully the mailman won't steal it.
I got a feeling it looks like it's cursed, Dave. Like if you stole that, you have bad luck for the rest of your life.
They may not deliver it just because it's so horrific.
I mean, it already looks kind of cursed. You picked an unlucky number, 13. I mean, this Adam Brooks's life could be destroyed after he receives this.
Well, here's hoping. But yeah, congrats, Adam. I'll send it off tomorrow. So
Shane says he gets the Tarzan. I guess that's how it works.
Well, you did ruin it, so.
I did. No, I'm going to actually come back in with an electric eraser and kind of draw out some of the darker areas. But
nice.
Anyhow, thanks you guys, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully with the rest of the gang, or maybe even by then they will want to kill me, and he won't be on either. It'll just be me, just sitting here drinking a Michelob Ultra, and maybe crying.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Anyhow, all right, everybody. Cheers, and we'll see you soon. At some point, we have a super special guest. Doug Mankey is said he's going to come on. We have a little scheduling issue because Wednesdays are a little tough for him. So we're going to see what we can do. So
hey, well, do you want to go ahead and set next week being the that idea that I talked about with that hairy character with a really tough skeleton? Remember?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Sure. I'm sorry, that was so cryptic.
Well, in case you didn't want to do it, I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, it's up to Doug when he can do it. So Doug has been doing these amazing animation things on his Instagram. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you got to follow him because he puts up amazing artwork. But he also, I don't know how the man finds the time to do it, but he does these amazing animations. So well, we're going to show them all on the Drink and Draw channel, and and just kind of have our eyes roll back in our heads trying to figure out how he's so prolific.
Is he going to shame you on how much he benches compared to you?
Probably. I mean, I watch it. He every now and then he puts on these videos of him lifting tremendous weight, and I watch him and I go, well, I did that when I was like, maybe no. The man is a beast. I remember Mark Irwin telling me all about him before I even met him. He goes, you got to see this guy. He's a legit power lifter. So it'll be fun.
Hey, real quick, Ariel, how do you find editor, or how do you get a hold of editors?
Wait, let's see, Ariel. Sorry, I'll put it up.
Yeah. Honestly, God, back in the old days, I would just send stuff in.
I mean, you can send stuff into Marvel. You can find the editors that you want to work with, tailor make your samples to fit the books they're actually on.
Yeah.
And if you put to Marvel, you can see the address in any of their books, and that attention so and so, they're going to get that piece eventually. I don't know how quick, but they will get it.
They may not open it up, but you never know. They're always looking for new talent. So, and I'm pretty sure the address is still printed somewhere in the comics, right? I know it used to be.
Yeah, it's got to be in that indicia, or however you pronounce that.
All right, well, let's
wrap it up.
Yep, wrap it up.
Dave, thanks for being our guest.
Hey, you were my guest.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Until next week.
All right.